gamers, welcome to another episode of Pixel Quest Ultimate Game Reviews. I'm your host, Emma Reeves, and today we're diving into the dark and challenging world of Dark Souls. This game has earned a reputation for pushing players to get good, and we're going to explore what makes it such a legendary experience. So grab your Estus flasks and prepare to journey into the abyss with us. Let's get started. All right, so let's take a trip back in time to the early 2010s, a time when the gaming world was about to change forever. That's right, we're talking about the birth of Dark Souls and the legendary game developer behind it all, From Software. Now, From Software was already known for making challenging and innovative games, but it wasn't until the release of Demon's Souls in 2009 that they really made a splash in the gaming world. With its punishing difficulty and unforgiving gameplay, Demon's Souls laid the foundation for what would become the Dark Souls series. When Dark Souls finally arrived in 2011, it took the world by storm. Gamers were thrown into a dark and daunting world filled with monstrous creatures and death around every corner. But instead of turning players away with its brutal difficulty, Dark Souls hooked them in with its immersive world, deep lore, and a sense of accomplishment that came with every small victory. From Software had unwittingly created a new kind of gaming experience, one that didn't hold your hand, but instead challenged you to rise to the occasion and get good. And thus, the legend of Dark Souls was born. But it wasn't just the challenging gameplay that made Dark Souls a phenomenon, it was the community that sprang up around it. Players shared strategies, tips, and stories of their conquests and defeats, creating an online culture of resilience and perseverance. The impact of Dark Souls extended far beyond the gaming world, influencing game design, player expectations, and even popular culture. The phrase "get good" became a rallying cry for players facing any kind of adversity, a testament to the game's enduring influence. In a time when many games were becoming easier and more accessible, Dark Souls dared to be different. It pushed players to their limits and rewarded them for their determination. And in doing so, it inspired a new generation of gamers to embrace the challenge and find joy in the struggle. So, as we look back on the birth of Dark Souls and the rise of From Software, it's clear that their impact on the gaming industry is nothing short of monumental. And for those who have braved the trials of Dark Souls, the journey is far from over. So, you've just entered the dark, foreboding world of Dark Souls. One thing you probably noticed pretty quickly is that this game doesn't hold your hand. Nope, it throws you right into the fire, literally. You're probably thinking, what did I get myself into? Well, that's what we're here to explore. See, Dark Souls has gained a reputation for being insanely difficult. There's no denying it, this game can be frustratingly tough. But here's the thing. That difficulty is a huge part of what makes Dark Souls so compelling. It's not like other games that hold your hand and guide you through the tough spots. No, Dark Souls just throws you in headfirst and says, "Good luck, buddy." But here's the catch. It's not just about being hard for the sake of being hard. The difficulty in Dark Souls serves a purpose. It's designed to make you learn, adapt, and improve. You can't just button mash your way through this game and hope for the best. You've got to strategize, observe your enemies, develop your skills, and yes, get good. Believe it or not, that's what sets Dark Souls apart. It doesn't just hand you victories, you have to earn them. And when you do finally emerge victorious after battling that one incredibly tough boss for what feels like the millionth time, the sense of accomplishment is like nothing else. So, sure, Dark Souls may be brutal and unforgiving, but it's also a game that teaches you to embrace the challenge, to push yourself, and to emerge stronger on the other side. And hey, isn't that what makes a game truly memorable? Okay, so let's dive into the rich lore and storytelling of Dark Souls. The game is intentionally vague when it comes to its narrative, leaving a lot open to interpretation. The world of Dark Souls has a deep history and is filled with complex characters and interconnected locations. From the desolate land of Lordran to the hauntingly beautiful city of Anor Lundo, each area is steeped in lore and mystery. One of the most fascinating aspects of the game's storytelling is how it conveys its lore through environmental storytelling and item descriptions. You'll come across ruined buildings, cryptic statues, and haunting landscapes that all hint at a world with a deep and troubled history. And when you examine items in the game, you'll find that their descriptions often provide crucial insights into the lore and the world around you. The storytelling in Dark Souls is also heavily influenced by its non-linear approach. The game doesn't force-feed you the narrative, but instead encourages you to piece together the story through exploration and discovery. This gives players a sense of agency and allows for a more immersive and engaging experience. Furthermore, the characters you encounter embody the enigmatic nature of the game's storytelling. From the enigmatic Solaire of Astora to the tragic figure of Artorias the Abysswalker, each character adds depth to the lore and leaves players questioning their motives and significance. Overall, the storytelling in Dark Souls is a masterclass in subtlety and atmospheric world-building. It's a game that trusts its players to engage with its lore and encourages them to unravel the mysteries of its hauntingly beautiful world. All right, so we've talked about the steep learning curve and the intense challenge of Dark Souls, but let's dive a little deeper into the phenomenon of Get Good. It's not just a meme, it's a whole mindset. Picture this, you've just been slain by the same boss for the 50th time. Frustrating, right? But then, something clicks. You start to analyze the boss's moves, your own strategy, and suddenly you miraculously dodge its attacks like you were born for this. That, my friends, is the Get Good moment. This mindset isn't just about getting better at a game, it's about embracing the struggle, learning from failure, and developing the resilience to overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges. Get Good isn't just for Dark Souls, it's a mantra that applies to all areas of life. It's about pushing past obstacles and coming out stronger on the other side. So next time you find yourself facing a seemingly unbeatable task, remember the Get Good mindset. Embrace the challenge, learn from your mistakes, and keep pushing forward until you emerge victorious. Because in the end, it's not just about getting good at the game, it's about getting good at life. Dark Souls didn't just change the way we play games, it changed the way they're made too. The intense difficulty and sense of accomplishment it offered brought a new dimension to game design. Developers were inspired to create more challenging and rewarding experiences, sparking a new era in the gaming industry. From level design to combat mechanics, Dark Souls pushed the boundaries and set a new standard for what players expect in a game. It's no wonder that its influence can be seen in so many modern games. Whether it's the strategic approach to combat or the interconnected world design, Dark Souls has left a lasting mark on the gaming landscape. Let's talk about the awesome community and culture around Dark Souls. One of the coolest things about this game is the vibrant community that has sprung up around it. From streamers sharing their epic victories and crushing defeats, to speedrunners attempting to beat the game as quickly as humanly possible, there's always something happening in the world of Dark Souls. Streamers play a huge role in keeping the Dark Souls community alive and kicking. Watching someone take on a particularly tough boss or explore a treacherous area can be just as thrilling as playing the game yourself. And let's not forget about the helpful tips and tricks that streamers provide. There's always something new to learn from these dedicated players. Then there are the speedrunners who take the art of completing the game to a whole new level. Their dedication and skill is truly something to admire, and watching them shave precious seconds off their time can be downright mesmerizing. Of course, the modding community deserves a shout-out too. Their creative contributions have breathed new life into the game, from visual enhancements to gameplay tweaks that keep the experience for veterans and newcomers alike. And let's not forget about the fan artists, writers, and musicians who have been inspired by Dark Souls to create incredible works of art. The game's impact has reached far beyond the digital realm, and it's amazing to see how it has sparked creativity in so many different ways. So whether you're watching a stream, attempting a speed run, or just soaking in the amazing fan creations, the Dark Souls community is an integral part of what makes the game so special. It's a place where players come together to celebrate their love of the game and push the boundaries of what's possible in the world of Lordran. You know, Dark Souls is one of those games that really divides players. Some people absolutely love it and can't get enough of its bone-crushingly difficult challenges. They thrive on the punishment and the feeling of finally overcoming the odds. But then there are others who just can't handle it. They find it too intimidating, punishing, and too unforgiving. It's an interesting dynamic, don't you think? On one hand, you have this incredibly passionate fan base who revel in the game's difficulty and intricate gameplay mechanics. They see it as a badge of honor to conquer the game's toughest foes and overcome the seemingly insurmountable obstacles that the game throws their way. But then there's the other side of the coin. There are those who are simply terrified of Dark Souls. They see it as this impenetrable fortress of frustration and despair where every step forward is a battle against overwhelming adversity. They might appreciate its design and creativity, but they just can't bring themselves to embrace the relentless trial-and-error gameplay that Dark Souls is notorious for. I guess that's the beauty of Dark Souls, though. It's a game that's not afraid to challenge its players in ways that are rarely seen in the gaming world. It separates the dedicated from the faint of heart, and in doing so, it has created a legacy that continues to polarize gamers to this day. So whether you love it or fear it, there's no denying the impact that Dark Souls has had on the gaming community. It's a game that demands respect, and for many, it's a rite of passage that makes them truly get good. And that's a wrap, folks. We've delved deep into the world of Dark Souls and explored how this challenging game has not only frustrated us, but also taught us valuable lessons about resilience, determination, and perseverance. In the end, Dark Souls isn't just a game. It's a testament to our ability to overcome challenges and emerge triumphant, proving to ourselves that we can indeed get good. So whether you're a seasoned veteran or a newcomer to the franchise, remember that every defeat is a stepping stone to victory. Thanks for tuning in today, and as always, keep on gaming and getting good in life. Take care, and until next time.